Good morning, Zodiac, and welcome, Soul Family. May I say, think Terrence McKenna, find the others. Yeah, this is the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck we're using here. And it's going to do the 4-card read. Think of this kind of a checkup, November 8th. You know, it's kind of a grunt energy, but there's so much going on. It's crazy. Mars now, Mercury now. Scorpio, Venus. I have 4 planets in Sag, Venus all over me. This morning, right before I started, I'm an astrologer too, so I'm trying to get ahead of, I feel like I've been behind, like it's just, I barely just feel almost overwhelmed. You know, someone was asking me about astrocartography. I said, you know, my brain is limited. But Venus is going to station direct at 28 degrees Aquarius. Exactly, I mean exactly on my progressed sun. I just kind of think that's going to be a really good time for me. So I think we're looking at, I kind of see that with the readings, you know, I feel like a lot of what's going on is the Lionsgate. I know it was August, doesn't matter. And another thing is that Saturn-Uranus square, the breaking up of the old and bringing in the new. There's going to be a constant series of like mental breakthroughs, you know, physical breakdowns, mental breakdowns with Uranus coming in. There's going to be stuff coming out of left field, and a lot of times with Uranus, higher mind, particularly if you're on a spiritual path, you know, that can be fantastic insights, downloads, you know, realizations of any kinds of visions, upgrades, however you want to look at it. So it's an amazing time to be in. I felt the energy getting kind of lighter and lighter. It's tough. I mean, I got my also my progressed moon now has moved into Scorpio. So, and I do have Pluto happens to be opposing my moon, natal moon. I think this whole, you know, it's going to be like from like end of November until really like I think the beginning of March, times it clears its post-shadow, Venus now. That's a long time for Venus to be in one sign. So, I mean, I'm thinking like Capricorn, wherever that is in your chart, you know, it's a 5th house for me. It's where Saturn is for me. I've been a big theme for me, but prepare for that area of your life. That's why it's so important to know your rising sign. It really is about where the house is, I think, is going to get this amazing energy. It's from like 11 degrees, 28 degrees cap of Venus, which you know, it's going to do really good in Capricorn. You know, it's focus, it's love, it's committed, it's strong, it has a, you know, it's a kind of Capricorn, Venus kind of people. You know, they don't like kind of after a year, yeah, the romance phase might wear off, but they're going to hang in there. They're still going to love you like they did at the beginning. 10 years, still going to love you. That kind of energy. But in it, so it's bringing that energy to ourselves, to our self-esteem, to our work, to our relationships in every way, how we relate to other people. So I just think it's going to be, it's going to give a really wonderful flavor, seriously, to the winter here. And this is, I think this is personal energy. So this is where we got the Mercury and the Mars. I keep saying it ain't there playing around, guys. This is big energy in right now. We're all setting these huge patterns for 20, 30 years of our lives coming up right now, since it's Lionsgate, you know. And if things haven't manifested, they're damn well on the way on the astral train, you know. Just who knows when they'll get here. But I think this certainly in this time frame, it's all kind of auspicious energy for, you know, everything from personal growth, your work life, your love life, you know, anything you want to work on. And we'll probably feel like doing it, you know, and because also Capricorn, either to Mars and Venus, it brings a lot of energy and strength, sustenance, you know, people that have stamina, you know, in general. So let's look at where we're at now. Look at that, man. The Emperor. This is where we're coming in terms of spirituality and manifestation, where our mind is at, where our heart is at, where our soul connections are at right now. is this Emperor energy of Aries. I keep thinking Charon's up there in Aries. And you also got Eris there, square in Pluto still. It's kind of the counter theme to the really most powerful theme, I think, of the whole year. Uranus Saturn going on. But boy, this is feeling really strong. You kind of look at this card, it's a little proud, as nose kind of up in the air. When you're in this energy, I'll tell you what, I mean, it's not particularly a love relationship reading, but it is too, because that's me, and I do read the Fool in this reading heavily, and I love having that with the Emperor. That's sweet. Okay, so overall energy of the Fool. You ain't gonna settle. You ain't gonna settle. And I think you go ahead and just take that and say, I think what this is saying here too, you ain't gonna settle for any. All these people walking off their McDonald's jobs and whatnot. That's definitely this energy. And it's like, you ain't going back to a job like that. You ain't going to settle on a career. You're not going to settle on just surviving. I think that's kind of what this is. It's like not settling on surviving, but wanting to thrive. The Emperor thrives. Once you're the Emperor, you're beyond this level of having to, dig your way through the dirt to barely scrape a living every day. And I think you could say you're not thriving if you're the Emperor. But now, the overall energy, Fool. I mean, I love this. It's like this is Major Arcana. Both is Major Arcana, but with the Emperor, it speaks to us. I think channeling that part of ourselves could literally be Aries, my 8th house. Very strong for me, even though I have no planets there. It gives a lot of strength to my Mars, I think, that's in Sagittarius, which is kind of shaky on its own. But Aries energy, it's cardinal energy. You know what you want, you know where you're going, you probably know how to get there, how you're going to get there. You might be there. I mean, you're the Emperor, you might be there. But overall energy outside is the Fool. And the Fool's not like the Tower. It's not going to happen to us. This is a choice we have to make. Now imagine though an Emperor chooses to be the Fool. Why on earth would Emperor? You think Emperor would do? What would be that? Be like, well, I'm going to invade like 3 other empires at the same time, and as military leaders and advisors be telling me, you're crazy, you're being a fool. So he wouldn't do that. It's love. Gosh, I know it's not a love reading. That's where the Emperor would be the Fool. And Emperor, like the King, is nobody going to get to the Emperor. Good luck. He's guarded by guards, and but in terms of love, you can get to him, huh? But it's like, I get the feeling too, this is kind of a solid energy. It's a little independent, and strong, and but there's something kind of brewing underneath. We're just feeling like, you might just bust a move, and surprise everybody. Also, the Emperor's going to act a certain way, I don't even want to go into I keep hearing Emperor's not wearing any clothes. Emperor's not wearing any clothes. The Emperor's new clothes comes on too, but so too, I get the feeling like whatever this is about, there's something brewing. It's coming, and it's going to be like a surprise to people who know you. Maybe to yourself. You're going to surprise yourself. Now, this is in the blocking position here, so that's interesting. 9 of Pentacles. It's a wonderful card in itself. You can look at it as blocking, as being as if it's reversed energy of the 9 of Pentacles. Well, you would think that this could be, if the Fool energy is what's looming out there, and you want to take this leap. I kind of am Sagittarius, so naturally I see this as a good thing. You're a Taurus, you're like, fuck no, you crazy, no, we're the Emperor, we ain't gonna be leaping nowhere. We're gonna be eating really well though, and it's all gonna be good. But now the energy that's blocking is the 9 of Pentacles, which is the happy bachelor, huh? So this is what's blocking you. So maybe you're an Emperor that doesn't have an Empress, and it's male or female. But it does imply here that if you're the Emperor Again, very strong. You're not settling. It's my way or the highway. But also it's masculine, so it could be kind of looking. You know. The Empress is more, you know, you're going to go to the Empress, you know, you don't see the Empress, that's the Empress ain't that's selling it, baby. So you don't need to sell. Emperor might go there and take a look around and see what he likes, you know. Yeah. So maybe you're not so happy being this bachelor. This is the stable bachelor, you know, someone that's emotionally and materially and everything completely stable. But maybe it's not enough. No, look at this. Holy shit. Think about this being the Nine of Pentacles reversed. And now this is your advice from Spirit, guys. The Seven of Pentacles. Wow. This is kind of one of those in-your-face readings. So this is all about reciprocation normally. But here, this is about just assessing what the work that we put in and what we have. Our crop. Assessing what we have here. And it really, I love this card. I think it really captures the spirit of the Seven of Pentacles. So, you know, if you knew nothing about tarot, just kind of looked at that and just sort of thought, what's that about? You kind of get the idea, you know. Wow. And he doesn't really look happy about it, honestly. And I know I said he, but it's he or she, you know. Personal reading, we start looking at these as people in your lives with a sex, but general, you know. I think I'm kind of just thinking, because I know it's kind of specific, but kind of think it like that. You know, you do have a bunch of coins here, so this could also be a reading about Venus, also about the job, particularly if you love your job, doing something you love. Could be the same kind of energy, like you're not really satisfied and you're looking at it, and Spirit is kind of saying, this is the advice from Spirit, so the advice is to really look at it, maybe with a notebook, and this is kind of nuts and bolts, like plus and minus, and make sure that it's also bringing, you know, the Emperor wants stability. This Fool energy is coming in, and it's like this feeling, it's probably some transit, guys, that you have, you know. You had Uranus, I got Uranus opposite Venus, could be square Venus. Uranus could do that. There's a lot of different things. Just, you know, Mars could come around and just transit and hit your Venus and have that kind of impact, a little quickie of this type of energy. You know, naturally you would think the Emperor's going to resist his foolish impulses. Huh? Let's see. No, he's not. We're going to decide to go for this. And I'm going to tell you, man, holy shit. Now, look. This is like, somebody said it's going to be like a slingshot effect. And not everybody, a lot of direct energy now. But it takes a minute. And it's still not, if you look at on the ephemeris, sky do every day, they're not moving real fast. Not like Jupiter. As it goes into Pisces, it's going to be like 1 degree every 4 days, just cranking through. But here, look, the Fool, this Emperor thinks about it really hard. And this is, I think, really thinking about it. You're really looking at everything practically, no bullshit, maturely, like an Emperor would, realistically. And then decides just to fucking go for it. Now, whether it literally could be either way. It could be a job, a career, anything you love. And, you know, like maybe you're retired, you don't have a job, maybe you're retired, you're single. This would be a passion that you have, and it kind of seems foolish. Whatever this is, the job, the lover, the passion that you have, or a hobby, or a calling, spiritual calling. You know, when you talk about this to people, whenever the Fool's involved, unless they're really good friends, unless they're also high-vibing spiritual people, they're usually like, I don't know, it's kind of stupid, it's kind of risky. What? Are you okay? What's going on? And they don't get it. But you know what? If you're the Emperor and then you're the 8 of Wands, you don't give a fuck. You're gonna do this. Yeah. I love it, guys. Thank you. Give me like, thumbs up. If you can think of anywhere to share this, you know, any social platform, please do. Appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody subscribing. Thank you, guys.